Question. So you think I was always born cheap and frugal? Let's talk about this back in a minute. Hey, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How you doing on this Sunday afternoon? Let's have a little chat. If you think that I was born cheap and frugally, no, I wasn't. A matter of fact, most of us were not. But I could safely tell you that when I was a kid, the last thing I cared about was being cheap or frugal. Just saying, just saying. And that goes to my early teens too. And in high school too. Just saying, just saying. I left all of that to my parents. Just saying the truth. Not going to make this up. When did I get a little bit of a crash course about the value of a dollar? I'll tell you when. You know, like when you get married young and you start a family, everything's hunky-dory. You think everything's going to work out for the best, and for the most part it did. And then something happened along the way, and it just didn't work out in my first marriage, unfortunately. We remained friends forever, though. And of course, we have a beautiful daughter. But you want to learn a lesson on how to become cheap and frugal? Become a single mother as a school teacher in a private school, which is notorious for not paying much. Just saying, just saying. That's exactly what happened to me. Sometimes necessity is the mother of invention. And in that case, it was the beginnings. It was the beginnings. There were trial and errors. I remember, now this is back in the 1980s, I kid you not. I remember taking a $20 bill and saying, I have to buy groceries for all week long for myself and my sweet daughter on $20. I said, you know what? You got to pony up more money and do something else. And then I did some side hustles, you know, with cleaning business, anything that, you know, if I can, you know, babysit, whatever, besides the teaching, because $20 a week, even in the 1980s, was really a stretch. And I know some people, here we are, 2022, trying to, and they have done it successfully because I've seen it. But let me tell you something, my cheap and frugal muscles were still in the growing stages. I was in my 20s, and yet, and I even spoke about this situation on a prior video a while back, and yet there was somebody that kept asking me to lend them money every single month, an ex-coworker, every single month asking for money, money, money. And that person was significantly older than me asking me, and I was actually able to help them. And I still even managed, even on all that, I still even managed to put away for an emergency fund, which means you can do it if you really want to. But my cheap and frugal muscles weren't beginning to grow until then. Sometimes it takes like a life-changing event. So, okay, so fast forward to the next career move, of which I went into medical, and I managed a medical office facility for a very, very well-known to celebrity doctor. I'm just going to say it, you know, the true way. I'm not going to get specific about it, but it was a much better paying job. Did I learn my lesson about frugality during that period of time? I learned it was much nicer to have more of an income than less of an income. That I did. My frugal muscles were still under development, okay? But thankfully, I did continue, you know, saving along the way. But they weren't quite there yet. See, we're not born frugal. This is something we develop. These are habits we develop. Now, looking back, when I was doing that full-time job, let me tell you something. I could just slap myself silly for all the money that literally went down the drain on Well, it really came down to learning how to say no to certain people. Okay, but I'll get into that one in a minute. But looking back, when I added up all the outside coffees, all those expensive lunches, when I could have brought my own lunch in, you figure, oh, well, you're making more, blah, 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 you deserve it, blah, 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 blah. I could have done a better job, okay? I could have done a better job. Then I saw the writing on the wall because there were like some little mix ups going on interdepartmentally and rumors going around that that department is going to get cut. Nobody really wanted to believe it until Valentine's Day of 1997, which I get really deep into it on a specific show about that. And certain people, like 99% of us in the department, we were all cut. We were all laid off. Oh, another opportunity to strengthen the frugal muscles. I look back and say, thank you so much that I had, the mindset of saving, but I still wasn't there. Okay. So the bottom line, why I'm telling you all of this is that don't think that, you watch a content creator and boy, they got all the answers because they know it all. We learned along the way. No one is born knowing it all. No one is born knowing it all about any subject matter. This comes from teaching, lessons learned, environmental reasons, your family, the stuff you might have heard from friends. All of this takes place in your mind and your own personal life experiences. Okay. Like I said, I could have slapped myself silly for throwing so much money on lunches and in the location where I was employed was, let's say, in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. And the Upper East Side, every store around there, I mean, it still is like that, pretty on the expensive side. If it costs $5 in a regular place, you could bet it'll cost $7 in that place. It's just the way it works. Don't ask me why. It's just the way it works. But did I learn lessons? Whoa, did I learn lessons? Something, it is so true. The principal that I used to work with, she was also my childhood principal when I was a little kid. So she knew me my whole life. And I remember when I was like the gung-ho beginning teacher, I wanted to, take over like Grant took over Richmond. I mean, I just wanted to do everything, even though the job fell into my lap that I didn't ask for. But that's another video. But when I finally got into it, I wanted to make a lot of changes. And I'll never forget the principal said, Rome was not built in a day. Then she also said, she was so practical. I love that nun. I miss you, sister. Just saying, just saying. She said, Rome was not built in a day, which is true. And experience is the best teacher. Question to you. Were you born frugally? Do you have some wiggle room to improve those frugal muscles? We all do. Even if we think we're at the top of our knowledge, no, we're not. We always have something to learn. And I'm never going to come across to you like I have all the answers and I know it all. I do not. I do not know it all. I do not have all the answers. And we are all evolving. We all change. We all learn and we all grow. Was I born frugally? What kid is born frugally? No one. Just saying, just saying. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope my little chat helped spark an interest in being frugal. There you go. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate who? You. Don't forget to come back Monday through Friday for the Let's Save Money show in the morning and my nighttime audio show on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes on other random nights for the audio show, for the nighttime version of me. Have an amazing, fantastic day. I'm going to look for my outro. Where are you, outro? There you go. Be right back. Have an amazing, fantastic remainder of your weekend. Take good care now. Bye-bye.